America on the attack in Afghanistan as the Taliban tries to regain control. Hi everyone, I'm John Mills, WorldTVNews.com, reporting from Los Angeles. The U.S.-led coalition in Afghanistan is trying to crack down on Taliban fighters who are trying to disrupt the upcoming presidential election. American forces are working at night, using infrared cameras and other tactics to capture and kill Taliban fighters.
Good copy. We've got eyes on. They're not going anywhere.
This video is from a helicopter gun camera. Two suspected Taliban fighters are seen on a road in southern Zabul province, digging in the road, possibly planting a bomb.
Yep, got the hole right here. Okay. When we came on station, I saw one individual look like he was digging in the hole. As soon as they heard the helicopters, one guy kind of was bent down, running over to this area here, where it looked like another individual was in an overwatch position.
For a short time, the Taliban fighters hide by the side of the road, but then they come out into the open again. That's when the attack weapons team of helicopters are given the green light to open fire, first with a Hellfire missile.
We have eyes on. We have eyes on. All right, he's sneaking out to the road.
Looks like he's tiptoeing out to the road, sneaking. Now he's down in the hole again.
You're clear to fire.
And then machine guns.
That's fine. Go try to acquire the buddy.
And firing.
The International Security Assistance Force says the suspected Taliban bombers were killed. U.S. National Security Advisor Jim Jones says the leader of the Taliban in Pakistan is likely dead. Baitullah Masood was suspected of planning the assassination of former Pakistani Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto and many other attacks.
We will continue to work with other countries around the world to fight that.
Fighting is taking place across Afghanistan and along the border with Pakistan. Most of the area is famous for not having any roads. Supplies, including weapons, have to be flown in by plane, and because most areas have no runways, the supplies have to be airdropped. Members of the Missouri Air National Guard are in Afghanistan dropping supplies by air. These airmen are part of the 455th Air Expeditionary Wing from St. Joseph, Missouri. On this mission, they're dropping an artillery payload. The crew is flying a C-130 transport plane. The plane is known for its ability to land on short runways and carry tons of supplies, troops, and other personnel at the same time into hostile areas.
We dropped a 155 millimeter howitzer to a FOB, forward operating base, so that they could, I guess, take it to the enemy a little bit easier. There was a road that they could not get the gun up without taking a lot of casualties and IEDs, so we went ahead and did the airdrop.
French President Nicolas Sarkozy says a French teacher is being held in Iran, and he's trying to get her released. The 24-year-old teacher and an embassy staff member are accused of taking part in election protests and trying to overthrow the government of Iran. More than 100 are facing prison and possibly death for the election protests, which began after Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was declared the landslide winner in June's disputed presidential election. Iran has threatened to arrest anyone who criticizes the trials. 3 Americans are still said to be in Iranian custody after crossing the border from Iraq. Their friends say the 3 were only hiking in the mountains and may have crossed the border by mistake. The State Department says it is still working to get information.
The only thing I can tell you in terms of an update is that I really don't have an update. The Swiss embassy is still trying to get information from the Iranian.
Still to come as WorldTVNews.com continues from here in Los Angeles, a warning about some of America's beaches and how clean they are, plus new developments in the death of Michael Jackson. You're watching WorldTVNews.com. World TV News International, a global television network. Thanks so much for being with us. It's good to have you here. WorldTVNews.com travels the globe. North Korea's rocket launch has prompted an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council here in New York. This part of Shanghai is known as the Bund, and right behind me is the Huangpu River. It's a major shipping channel leading to the Pacific Ocean. In Tel Aviv, in London. This is Seoul, South Korea. World TV News International is worldtvnews.com. Here in Los Angeles, a lot of speculation is centering on where pop star Michael Jackson will be buried. His brother Jermaine says the final decision will be made by their mother, Katherine Jackson. Jermaine Jackson says he would like the burial to take place at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch, more than 100 miles north of Los Angeles, near Santa Barbara in Los Olivos. Some have raised concerns that the two-lane road leading to the Neverland Ranch could not handle all the traffic if a memorial similar to Elvis Presley's Graceland in Memphis were to be constructed here in Southern California. Michael Jackson's doctor is still under investigation for what took place at Jackson's rented house near Bel Air. That is where the doctor is suspected of giving Jackson a lethal dose of drugs, painkillers that Jackson might have been addicted to. One of the drugs is normally used to knock patients out for surgery in hospitals, and it is not commonly used in private homes. U.S. President Barack Obama is calling many of the attacks on his health care reform plan absurd. He says his plan is not a government takeover of health care and hospitals, but a way to give all Americans less expensive medical insurance while allowing families to keep their doctors.
Let me start by dispelling the outlandish rumors that reform will promote euthanasia or cut Medicaid or bring about a government takeover of health care. That's simply not true.
California is known for its hundreds of miles of beaches, but an environmental group is issuing another warning that some beaches are definitely cleaner than others. The Natural Resources Defense Council has ranked the water quality of about 200 beaches across the U.S. The group says some are so contaminated with human or animal waste that it's not worth the risk going in the water. Just stay on the beach, the group says. Here in California, Newport Beach and Laguna Beach are among the best in terms of water quality. For the complete list, you can go to the group's website. Once again, the name of the group is the Natural Resources Defense Council. The U.S. wants to close the Guantanamo Bay detention center in Cuba, and some American allies are helping. Portugal has now agreed to take custody of 2 Syrians who are held at Guantanamo Bay. Other countries might also take some of the prisoners.
We are very grateful for the efforts of the government of Portugal.
Gitmo holds more than 200 detainees. Some are expected to be transferred to maximum security prisons in the United States. Still to come on worldtvnews.com from Los Angeles, what the Taliban is doing to disrupt elections in Afghanistan and how the U.S. is fighting back, and why Iran is under increasing pressure from Europe over its disputed election. I'm John Mills, worldtvnews.com, reporting from Los Angeles. I'll see you next time.